Hello everyone, my name is Anton Kudryshov. I'm COO of Regolith. Couple words about Regolith. We are an investment marketplace. You can download our app from Apple Store or Google Play and check it out. So basically, on our app you can find different investment strategies and instruments from venture pre-IPO and startups to dividend funds and crypto mining. So check it out and find what you are looking for. Today I'm here with Ethan. Ethan is our partner from the United States, and he is actually helping us to set up new mining funds in which you can participate starting from $50 US. So today we will talk more about mining itself and about our mining fund. Hi Ethan.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Thank you for joining.
Fantastic.
Okay, let's start explain a bit about mining itself as just for a start so everyone would be on board.
Okay. The technical aspects of mining. Digital asset mining process is specifically for cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin or Litecoin. It involves several steps where miners use computational power to solve complex mathematical problems. They secure the network and they validate transactions. And in order to mine digital assets, you need a data center within which to set up and plug in your data machines to a data center or a mining facility. It supports mining operations by supplying the power necessary to operate the mining equipment and cooling infrastructure to prevent the equipment from overheating. Cooling methods include traditional air cooling with large industrial fans, and various forms of liquid cooling, such as hydro and immersion cooling. And our new data centers actually have hydro and immersion cooling. So we really are on the cusp of the new technology. What actually does the computations and mines the coins is called an ASIC. An ASIC is a computer chip. And ASICs are made with only one functionality in mind, hence the name Application Specific Integrated Circuit. That's what ASIC stands for, Application Specific Integrated Circuit. In this case, these machines are made specifically for digital asset mining. There are various models that mine different coins, such as the ones made specifically for mining Bitcoin, and those write to a very specific algorithm, such as Bitcoin has SHA-256, and others that mine other types of coins like Litecoin and Dogecoin and Caspa. Those have a different algorithm. So that's kind of how mining works. These ASIC computer chips are housed in a little bit larger casing that's called a mining or a piece of mining equipment, and it's got a fan in it, and they do very complex computational, they solve computational problems, and then it's uploaded to the pool, and the pool rewards the miner with the digital asset coin.
Okay, so we are mining everything professionally. We have a data center set up with everything in it. So basically, with obviously it's being being watched. So we have cameras there, we have cooling there, we have guys who are actually protecting this site, right? So everything is safe and sound. And obviously everything is also in Texas. So why do we choose Texas for mining?
So Texas, we chose Texas for our digital asset mining. There's a couple of reasons. As mentioned, I actually had a conversation with some people before this. There is ease of political and economic climate in Texas. It's very welcoming towards the crypto activity in the crypto community. It's less expensive energy costs. Texas has its own energy grid, and so it is much less energy cost than the rest of the country and the rest of North America. And there's vast amounts of land in low population density areas. As you know, mining sometimes can make different noise with the fans. It can make noise.
Yeah.
So if it's near a residential area, that's a problem. But Texas has such a vast amount of land, unused land, just barren land, that it's very popular for companies like ourselves to go build data centers there for the mining specific purposes. We're also able to scale in size. So if we do build a data center and we'd like to make it a little bit bigger, there is land available. It's readily land available.
Yeah, okay, so that's probably covers it. So a couple more words about cryptocurrencies, because like obviously all of you guys noticed, you know, the how Bitcoin was, I don't know, just how Bitcoin started to grow because of the elections. So obviously it's like from 55, 60 in October, and now it's like 90, 92, 89. So basically a lot of growth, and so did actually Doge, so did Solana and Ethereum and a lot of other cryptocurrencies. So basically like Trump, as I heard, and you probably heard as well, so he's pro-crypto. So this means that hopefully we will get better legislation, so better laws, and it will be easier, you know, to get on board. It would be easier to use cryptocurrencies in different areas. So, and obviously it would be beneficial for people who are holding cryptocurrencies as assets, right?
Yes, it is. You want to? I can talk about what we could possibly expect from Trump and what we can expect from this election. We can expect a more favorable environment for digital asset mining for both Bitcoin and anything else that's mined. Trump was a vocal supporter of Bitcoin. He attended the Bitcoin 2024 conference in Nashville, Tennessee in July. He wants to make the USA and a large part of the USA the crypto capital of the world. He plans to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve. And so the U.S. would start investing in Bitcoin the same way that a lot of South American countries would have invested in Bitcoin, and turning Bitcoin into truly a new benchmark, with the same way that gold is a reserve. So Trump promised to appoint a presidential Bitcoin advisory council. In this way, it's done and designed to have transparency and transparent regulatory guidelines. Some states in the United States are still lacking the regulatory clarity and can benefit from the federal advisory that Trump wants to make. So the same way that Texas really benefits from digital asset mining, Bitcoin mining, a lot of other states in the United States can do the same thing. There are a lot of states that have already delved into this, such as Washington State or Kentucky or parts of Virginia. There are a lot of states that are very pro-crypto mine, but Trump would like to have the whole United States get on board with this, so that there are a lot of benefits for the states themselves. Trump also wants to dismiss Gary Gensler from the SEC, and Gensler is a big opponent to cryptocurrency. So with his dismissal and Trump's putting somebody else into that position, or at least trying to, that will also be a proponent for the cryptocurrency and crypto mining. Trump overall wants to promote the digital asset mining industry and put proponents of the asset class into government administrative positions. And the biggest example for this is Cynthia Lummis, who was the Wyoming senator, and she's seen it at many crypto events, such as Nashville. She was at Nashville right alongside Trump, and she's a vocal supporter of the industry and the president himself. And he's probably going to be putting her into some position that's going to help us out a lot. So that's really what we can expect from Trump.
Okay, so hopefully it will be very beneficial in next 4 years, and it will be actually help a lot crypto, industry and currencies and us.
One of the big things that's driven the price up so high and so fast in the past 3 or 4 weeks is the sentiment. It's actually the sentiment that people better get in now before it starts going into six figures, and then when it goes into six figures, who knows where it's going to go? We have no idea, but the sentiment is what's driving it right now.
Yeah, I agree. So first 100 would be the most difficult. After like 100, I mean, psychologically, obviously it would be some, stops, but after 100,000, it would be easier. Yeah.
We think so. A lot of the, institutions are getting, most financial institutions have some sort of exposure to Bitcoin or other digital assets right now, because there are ETFs now. The SEC gave it their blessing. There are ETFs on this product now. There are futures that are traded on this product. There are options on the underlying commodity. There's options on the futures of the commodity. It's really become less of a stigma and more of an actual proven class of assets.
Yeah. Let's talk about halving. We also did got halvings this year, so it usually happens once in 4 years, and because of that, basically some equipment which like were bought before is not really as efficient as it was. However, all new equipment, and we are obviously buying new equipment, is actually better, and it's like most efficient at the moment. And we also, yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah. So the interesting, sorry to cut you off. The interesting thing is that halvening does happen once every 4 years for Bitcoin. It does happen for some of the other digital assets also. For Bitcoin, we know it just happened, so we do have another 4 years until halvening happens, which actually makes this a very good time to get into Bitcoin mining, because if we have a scheduled halvening incident, that means that the difficulty factor of mining Bitcoin will double, and that is a scheduled situation. So we know that there is a race, a technology race with all of the manufacturers to make their machines double as efficient to handle that halvening event once it does happen, which is what happened this past halvening. All of the manufacturers who do deal with the ASICs chip and the ASICs housing themselves did advance their technology good enough so that it can handle the halvening. And so we are able to mine Bitcoin at a little bit more ease than we would if we just let halvening happen and the technology didn't catch up. So the difficulty factor means that as time goes on, it gets more and more difficult for the same machinery, the same technology to hash or to mine for the same amount of Bitcoin. So if you can imagine if you imagine an oil mining or an oil drilling facility, the machinery and the equipment that drills for oil right at the top level of the oil, it's a lot less harder to get all of that oil into your barrels. But as you go deeper, as time goes on, as you go deeper, the equipment actually has to work harder, and you have to have more advanced equipment to get into the deeper reserves. Bitcoin was designed the same way. As time goes on, it just becomes more and more difficult so that Bitcoin doesn't run out quickly.
So basically, still very good timing for us because like it's better to start, just right after the halving as we are doing now.
Absolutely. Yeah. You have a good 4 years. And interesting enough, the mining equipment itself really does have a maximum efficiency of about 4 to 5 years. So if you get in right now, the equipment that you buy right now, which is all new equipment that has been designed for this new level of mining, this new time level of mining, will last you throughout until the next halving incident. So it is actually an excellent time to get into mining.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about profitability. Like what kind of profits? Like how do we get profits? We've already talked about it. Like we are mining cryptocurrency. Obviously, the more what we need is to mine as much as possible, and we also cover it with like new equipment and halving. But obviously, the more cryptocurrency itself costs, the more money we get. And market itself now is good, and hopefully it will be even better. So and as for our costs, so the biggest cost is electricity, right? So hopefully also with Trump on board as a president, so we'll get actually some cuts on energy prices in US and in Texas. So hopefully it would be beneficial, and like our mining would be more cost efficient because of it as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah, am I right?
The two, yes, absolutely. The two factors that go into the cost basis of mining are the electricity itself, the electricity rate, and the cost of the equipment. The cost of the equipment is obviously, it changes very rapidly right now. We're in an environment where the cost of the equipment is changing very rapidly. The manufacturers bring up the price of the equipment as Bitcoin goes up in price. And since Bitcoin has launched in price by about 50% over the last 3 months, the cost of the equipment actually has skyrocketed also. That doesn't mean that it isn't possible to make money. Right now, we are still very profitable making money mining. So the cost of the equipment is still able to allow us to make money. And also the cost of energy, hopefully Trump does what he says he's going to do, and the cost of energy is going to go down. So if you have a model where the cost of the equipment and the cost of energy allow you to make a certain amount of profit, which is your margin, if the cost of energy comes down, your margin gets bigger. And if the price of Bitcoin goes up, your margin also gets bigger. So there's three factors: the price of Bitcoin, the price of energy, and the price of the equipment. If two of those three are very favorable, then just mining just gets better and better for people, and so you get a lot more profitable.
Yeah. So like you guys, you can actually check it out. What kind of returns approximately you would have got if you were mining for a year? It would be in 60s, like 62, 65%. Yes. Obviously, it is changing. However, we are paying you dividends on weekly basis. So, and we are doing it in USDT. So all the Bitcoin, Doge, whatever like cryptocurrencies we mine, we sell it and we pay you dividends on a weekly basis. So you can check it out easily with just $50 investments, and then after a couple of dividends, then like you will understand how it works, and you could actually invest more. Yeah.
We like to take a look at 4 or 5 year models. Like any business, if you're going to buy the equipment, you buy the equipment, you have to wait a little time to pay off the equipment with your profits. But the way things are going right now, the electricity power possibly coming down and Bitcoin going up in price, it takes less and less time to pay off the capital expenditure of the actual equipment itself, which means that companies like Regolith make more money as time goes on over the 4 or 5 year period. So it really does make sense to mine right now.
Yeah. I guess we covered it all, or should we talk about something else?
We can talk about the security, actually. The security is a very big deal. Yeah. So even though it is we do have our data centers in remote areas, which is actually a big advantage for security right there, because there aren't that many people living in the areas that we have our data centers. It's in the remote part of this Texas desert. It is as West Texas as you can get. And then we have 24-hour, 7-day-a-week security. We have both monitoring, and we also have some staff that are on site. We track equipment performance. We maintain a smooth operation. The operations are maintained very smoothly. We have quick response to any disruptions. There are some disruptions, and we have very quick response time. And we provide consistent and quality reporting to our partners, such as Regolith. So we have our systems are all regularly monitored at all times, and we build to strict fire safety codes. So if there's any possibility of overheating or anything like that, we do have fire suppression systems to take care of it. That's never happened, but we do have it just in case it does. And then how is the equipment performed when it's monitored? It's important to talk about this because we want to avoid any downtime possible. Look, this is physical equipment, so
of course.
Will have some downtime.
And we do have guarantee, by the way, right, from the manufacturer. So is it 1 year or 2 years? 1 year.
Yes, there's a warranty. It's usually 1 or 2 years. It depends on the equipment, but we do have a warranty from the manufacturers. But we want to avoid downtime. It's crucial because we have the most advanced monitoring system possible. And performance monitoring is crucial because of the energy intensity. It reduces operational costs, and also it detects any issues early to prevent any hardware failure at all. We use proprietary monitoring software, which gives us advanced capabilities to detect thermal levels, because these machines get very hot. So we can detect the thermal levels, we can detect the fan speeds, we can detect anything from power consumption to operating efficiency. And actually, we can detect even a problem down to the individual miner itself, individual machine. We have thousands of these machines running in the data center, but we can detect a problem with the individual machine. That's how advanced this is. It also monitors overclocking and downclocking to optimize efficiency during different weather conditions. You can have extreme weather conditions in the desert of Texas. It can get extremely hot, but we do have the proper cooling systems for that. And that could affect ASIC's operations if you didn't have the proper cooling systems, but we do. We have remote monitoring, and that's crucial also, because if there is a major weather event, we can monitor remotely, because it might take us some time to get to the site if we have a problem like that. But so that's a little bit more about the maintenance of our data center and the maintenance of the machines themselves within our data center.
Yeah. So it's not a garage, guys. Like, it's real serious business. With everything, with a lot of professionals, with everything being monitored, and you can actually. I think we will show you a couple videos later on. We will share with you on our Instagram and Telegram. but it will be later anyway. So all in all, just jump in. Now it's a great time for mining, basically because of the cryptocurrency market, because of the like Trump elections and hopefully a better legislation, because of the halving which have already happened this year. So now like with this like a new equipment for manufacturer, with like crypto rising, especially Bitcoin, now is the time. So, and you can do it easily on our app, just like with two clicks, and starting from just $50. Yeah. Thank you,
Happy
Ethan.
to have Regolith. We're happy to have Regolith. You guys are a fantastic partner, and let's keep going.
Yeah. Thank you, Ethan, for joining.
Thank you.
Thank
Have
you.
a great day.
Yeah.